Hello, my name's Gilruth and I'm the Cabinet Secretary for Education and Skills in the Scottish Government. I want to thank Education Scotland and Dyslexia Scotland for the invitation to join you at this week's awards ceremony. I was sorry that I was not able to be with you in person, but I was nonetheless really heartened to hear about your experiences of taking part in the Dyslexia and Inclusive Practice professional recognition programme through my officials, but I wanted to celebrate with you all of your achievements to that end. I want to offer my congratulations to all of you who have received awards to that end this week. And I know that making time for professional learning as a teacher is not always easy, but it's such an essential part of the role, given the ever-changing needs of our young people, particularly mindful of how those have changed post-pandemic. And I'm really confident that by dedicating your time to attending this programme, you're going to enhance the attainment and the learning experiences of our young people who have dyslexia. You should all be really proud of all that you have accomplished thus far, and you will go on to achieve in supporting our young people to that end. Of course, professional learning and research on dyslexia and inclusive practice is as important to you as individuals as it is to your whole school community. So embedding all that you've learned across your whole school community is really important, getting the buy-in from colleagues to this approach. That's going to help support best practice in terms of supporting children and young people with dyslexia and their learning. I'm very grateful to both Dyslexia Scotland and Education Scotland for continuing to deliver this hugely important professional learning programme for our teachers. I know it's been a record-breaking year in terms of the number of participants that we've seen registered on the programme and those that have gone on to receive the award. And that really demonstrates to me the growing interest and the need amongst the profession to better support our children and young people with these specific needs. And I sincerely hope that the programme goes on to continue to grow. I'd be very keen to hear about how any of you have applied your learning from the programme to your respective schools. If you're able to share that information with my officials, we really want to build on that learning through our wider work in terms of supporting professional learning at a national level, and also in terms of our responsibilities as a central government in supporting local government to develop local practice. I look forward to hearing more about how we can work in that partnership space to build on the outcomes from the programme and also to continue to improve practice in this really important area. The government is absolutely determined to improve the experiences of children and young people with additional support needs in our schools. And of course, Angela Morgan's review of the implementation of additional support for learning back in 2020 was a hugely significant moment for Scotland's education system. The broad engagement that Angela Morgan undertook as part of the review had the voices of children and young people, parents and carers and professionals at its heart. And it really gave the opportunity to hear firsthand their experiences of how additional support for learning is being implemented across Scotland. And to get the meaningful change, of course, that Angela Morgan envisaged, we all need to maintain that visibility of children and young people with additional support needs through a continued co-creation and collaboration with them and their families. These are really core components of our inclusive approach that we have in Scotland. The review suggested several areas for improvement across 9 broad themes. And the recommendations that the review made against the themes are interlinked, of course. And together they seek to improve the experiences of those with additional support needs. That includes children and young people with dyslexia. The government, in partnership with local government partners COSLA, set out a clear action plan with 76 different actions that would be taken at national and local level to address the challenges raised in the review and also to support the necessary shift in culture, leadership and values right across our education system. And I'm delighted to say that we've completed 40 of those 76 recommendations, and our third progress report demonstrates the work that's been delivered to date and the priorities of the ASL project board. That's been undertaken in collaboration with key partners. Is going to be taken forward in the coming months. The Scottish Government is jointly responsible with COSLA for delivering the remainder of the actions in the plan, along with other education partners and stakeholders. And of course, our teachers are a really key part of this. Without you and your continued professional dedication to providing the best learning and teaching to our children and young people in our classrooms that require additional support, we would not be able to achieve our aim of providing all children and young people, including those with dyslexia, with the support they need to flourish. As part of the action plan, we're exploring options for the increased content on additional support for learning and initial teacher education, which I think is hugely important. And that's so that higher education programmes can become better at preparing our teachers to work flexibly and knowledgeably to support children and young people at the start of their careers. Now, every child and young person in Scotland has the right to access the support they need to reach their full learning potential. And that's why the 25-26 budget set out last week includes significant additional funding for local authorities to improve the provision for additional support needs in schools across the country. And our data suggests an increasing number of young people are recorded as having an additional support need in school. The data that published earlier this week shows that 40.5% of all pupils in Scotland now have an identified additional support need. So that means that now more than ever, we need to be prepared to meet those needs in the classroom and think of more enterprising ways in which we're able to do so. And programmes like this go some way to helping address that need. I'd like to congratulate you all once again, and I hope you have enjoyed the award ceremony that was held earlier this week, and I look forward to continuing our partnership work with Dyslexia Scotland and Education Scotland through the programme.